HWCG, ready to respond. HWCG is a not-for-profit cooperative comprised of deepwater operators and service contractors from over 30 entities. The organization brings to bear a rapid, comprehensive, integrated model that is a fit-for-purpose deepwater containment solution for the protection of people, property, and the environment. Through the cooperative efforts of our members via an exclusive HWCG mutual aid program, industry experts in every aspect of subsea well operations and well blowout intervention are available in the event of an emergency. HWCG's commitment to safety ensures the continued viability of offshore oil and gas production in the United States. Emergency response subsea well containment equipment used to stop the flow of oil and gas from the well is maintained at strategic locations around the Gulf of Mexico and stands ready for immediate deployment. The subsea components include 2 capping stacks rated to 10,000 psi and 15,000 psi, capable of operating in water depth to 10,000 feet. Each capping stack can be configured with the connector appropriate for the hub or mandrel of the incident well. Each stack incorporates a large internal diameter for well access and side outlets to manage wellbore integrity as needed. All capping stack functions are designed with ROV control systems. Where flowback to the surface is required, an intervention riser system can be deployed and mated to the well capping stack to safely transport oil and gas to surface vessels. The surface vessels tasked with processing captured oil and gas include the Helix Energy Solutions Group Q4000 semi-submersible mobile offshore drilling unit and the HP-1 floating production unit, coupled with a storage vessel and a shuttle tanker. While these primary vessels are the first choice, HWCG's system can be configured to incorporate other vessels as well. The dynamically positioned Q4000 is a U.S.-flagged vessel which works daily in the Gulf of Mexico and is specifically designed for well intervention and light construction in water depths to 10,000 feet. The Q4000 features a multi-purpose tower capable of fulfilling all traditional derrick roles and 2 subsea-capable cranes with lifting capacities of 160 and 360 tons. These cranes are designed to work in water depths to 10,000 feet. The vessel also includes 2 work-class remote-operated vehicles. In spill response mode, the Q4000 can be equipped with a well test skid and flare burner boom to process up to 70,000 barrels of fluid and 140 million cubic feet of gas per day. The dynamically positioned Helix Producer 1 is a U.S. Coast Guard certified floating production unit with a quick disconnect transfer system. The vessel is working daily as a floating production unit in the Gulf of Mexico. It is capable of rapid connection and disconnection. This feature provides for quick response to changing conditions, like severe weather events. The HP-1 is equipped with all facilities necessary for offloading produced oil to an oil storage vessel, which can transfer that oil to another tanker for transport to an onshore terminal. In the first 24 hours after HWCG is notified of an incident, the Q4000 and HP-1 will suspend operations from wherever they are working in the Gulf of Mexico and begin mobilizing for blowout response. En route, the crew of the Q4000 will begin preparing for the response operation. Other vessels will be engaged, one for oil storage and the second equipped with additional ROVs. The ROVs will be deployed upon arrival to evaluate, monitor, and ascertain conditions at the incident site. Meanwhile, an offshore vessel will load up the containment components not already on board the response vessels. Additional response equipment will be mobilized from existing industry supply bases. Within 72 hours, the necessary equipment can be delivered to the responding vessels at the incident site, where the team will be completing their initial ROV inspection of the subsea well and will have planned the first stage of intervention. Any debris will be removed that would interfere with the capping stack deployment. The deployment vessel then lowers the capping stack onto the wellhead or BOP connector as the ROVs guide it into position. Once the capping stack is in place, The well can be successfully shut in if wellbore conditions allow. If conditions dictate that flow must continue from the damaged well, the flow will be diverted and an intervention riser system, or IRS, will be deployed. The IRS is lowered onto the capping stack and connected to a riser which will allow the first stage of flow and capture operations to commence. This includes capture and processing of all well fluids, including oil, gas, and water, to surface vessels for processing. After installation of the 5-inch high-pressure transfer line, the HP1 can begin receiving oil and gas from the Q4000. The fluids are run through the vessel's processing system, where the liquids are separated from gas. The oil is pumped to the storage vessel and gas is burned off through its onboard flare boom. Following the successful deployment of HWCG's response solution, a well capping stack will have been successfully installed and the well containment process is completed. At full recovery capacity, HWCG's well containment system can handle up to 130,000 barrels of liquid and 220 million cubic feet of gas per day in water depth to 10,000 feet. The HWCG Rapid Response System provides well containment with a proven track record. And at HWCG, we have one focus: to protect people, property, and the environment.